Have trouble finding the trail, bud? Oh yeah! Horse and cattle rustlers and stuff back in the day using this route. I love it. Hey everyone, MinerBiker and crew here, out doing some minor hiking today. This will be the first video of the new year, so happy new year, happy 2025 to everyone. Here's to many grand adventures and experiences in the great outdoors in this year ahead. We are out on the east side of the San Rafael Swell. We are at what's called the Smith Cabin. This is an old homestead I believe I saw was settled in 1933, I believe. And we're gonna start from here and head on up what's called Smith Canyon and the Horsethief Trail up into the San Rafael Swell, which is an old route that a long time ago people, including outlaws, hence the name Horsethief, is a route that they used to get through the San Rafael Reef on the north side of the San Rafael River. So should be pretty cool. See if we can find and follow this old route. Here we go. Thinking you looks like good dog country out here. Definitely tell this route has seen a lot of use over a couple centuries. Definitely well worn. Looking across to the Book Cliffs over there, and all this rock here is the east side of the San Rafael Reef. Old route for people to get through on horses. Go back in the 1800s and possibly even earlier than that, with Native Americans and Spanish explorers. Who knows who all might have used this route. Be able to get through the reef, which was a massive natural barrier. Other than the handful of canyons you could get through, most of them are on the south side of the San Rafael River. This is one of the only spots you could get through the reef on the north side of the river without having to loop way to the north around it. Reminds me a lot of the trail going out to Sid's cabin over on the other side of the swell. Make sure to check out that video. It'll be linked in the cards in the upper right hand corner. Very similar type of trail from a similar era. Oh yeah, now we're starting to really get up into the sandstone. Absolutely lovely terrain out here in Navajo sandstone. So far the route's pretty easy to follow. Well enough established. There's a few little cairns and stuff here and there. Very, very similar to the trail going to Sid's cabin over on the other side. Both this trail and that trail are both in wilderness areas. This one here, we're in the Mexican mountain wilderness right now. Yeah, a nice little view back to the east down another canyon. All this rugged desert landscape. And on up into the reef. We're going to continue kind of working our way south a little ways and then turn and continue going up to where it crests over the reef and drops off the other side, in about the only spot that was possible for them to get horses through. Some funny little rock formations up there, that little saddle, and lots of just big domes and hoodoos and stuff out here. Navajo sandstone, some of the most incredible rock when it comes to forming weird formations and sculptures. little bit of water right there, huh? Look at that. Have trouble finding the trail bed. Cairns are a little confusing. You can tell quite a few different people have stacked cairns over the years. Probably nobody's gone on exactly the same route with them. They're all generally leading in the same direction, but they definitely don't lead in a direct synchronized line. Alright, it's all part of the adventure, finding these old routes. There you go, cute little cairn. Good job, buddy. Camper up that rock. Oh man, just incredible. Look at all those little tiny critter tracks. Little rodent highway. I went through that little narrow spot in the canyon. Now it's gonna open up wide again for us as we get closer to the top of it. Big old rock face overhanging us. So cool. So I believe we're gonna go climb up into that gap right there, the one on the right, is where our trail is gonna take us. And that's where the one spot they're able to get through the reef from the other side. So pretty with the little bit of snow contrasting with the green trees and the rock, and then the blue sky with the white clouds above. Gotta love desert. And the color combinations you can get in the desert. Oh, doesn't get much better than this right here. Such a cool route up through here. Right up where Hook's going. How about that view looking back down the canyon over towards Green River? Absolutely stunning. Almost to the top right there. Nice old switchbacks right here at the top. Oh, what a view looking back to the east. Clear over towards Colorado. And here's our little gap here in the crest of the reef. I'm excited to see what it looks like out the other side. Oh yeah. So this is Mexican Mountain right here. You got the San Rafael River. That's the Mexican Mountain backcountry airstrip down there. It's actually still used. See clear all the way in the distance up there. You can see Window Blind Peak up at the bottom of Buckhorn Wash. And down through this somewhere is where the trail works its way back down. So cool, what a view. Alright, now we gotta figure out how on earth they got up to here. Pretty rugged terrain to bring a horse through, but it is definitely doable. Definitely a route here. Not much, but it is a route. Till way back in the day they put in some work moving rocks and stuff to make a switchbacking path. Still mostly intact. It's cool as heck though. This is awesome. Go ahead, doggies, head on down. Down this way, buddy. Hey, go ahead, dogs, head on down. This definitely looks like the crux of the descent right through here. Wow. Hey, I can see where it's going. Whew. That'd be dicey with horses. I mean, it's doable with a good horseman and somebody who, and having a horse that they know and trust. You can definitely do it. Plus, if the trail was a little better maintained and stuff, and you can tell at one time they did put some work into placing rocks and stuff like that. A lot of it's eroded now, but you can tell at one time they did work on it. If you had a good wrangler on a good horse that knew and trusted each other, it's definitely plenty doable. Wouldn't bring just any horse on it. It'd have to be a horse I knew well. Here's the pass up there at the top. That is so cool. Wow. Hey, you guys head on down first. Go ahead. Go, Hook, on down. Good dogs. Yeah, this is definitely the crux of the trail right through here. Oh, that's something. Reminds me a lot of the old Jepson goat trail down on No Man's Mesa down the Grand Staircase. Haven't videoed that one yet, but I've hiked it many times growing up down there. There's an old trail up onto an isolated island in the sky style mesa. A trail that got built, a guy could push goats up on it. And then they just put one little gate right at the top, a little notch where it topped out. That one gate would keep them on top of this whole big mesa. This reminds me a lot of that. Oh, this is incredible. That's the right way. Good job. Are you sure that's the right way? Doesn't look like much of a trail. Oh, what a cool route. It's great. It's so cool to think of old cowboys and horse and cattle rustlers and stuff back in the day using this route to get from the inside to the outside of the swell and vice versa. Not much left of these switchbacks, but they are still here. Alright, we made it down almost to the valley floor. One more kind of bench here that we're up on. Just want to see if I can quickly see where they came up onto this last bench down here, and then we'll turn around and head back up to where my wife's at up the top. That is absolutely incredible what they came down and went up with horses. They put a lot of work into it. Basically an ancient old hand-built trail. And if you put some work into it again and reset some of the rocks and fix some of the places where it's been wiped out, go back quite a few years to when I was younger and rode horses a ton. Put me on the old horse I grew up with. I'd ride him on that. There's cairns right here, so I'm guessing right here is where it's going to drop on down. course, they could have traversed this bench north or south quite a ways if needed. There's still some cairns here, so presumably somewhere here is where they get up and down. It looks like right here is probably where they went up and down. Right there, he set that log and used it to help support rocks to make a step to get up that ledge. Oh, goes down, bud. Hey, goes down this way. Down the crack. Oh wow, that's so cool what they went through with that trail. And so cool that the old route's still there. Yeah, it's a little rough, some of it's been kind of wiped out, but overall it's still there. Play with the old switchbacks and some of the rock work and stuff they did, it's still there. And I'm guessing from here pretty much just follow the wash bottom out into the valley. So cool. We just came down from clear up in that crack up there on what was actually a horse trail. So cool. Love stuff like that, especially with the historical value of it. Just so cool to try and picture in your mind, you know, some gang of outlaws or some old pioneer era cowboys or even some Native Americans or something maybe use this route even before they did. So cool to think of them wending their way up through that on horses or coming down through there. Ah, so cool. Love it. So cool. I'm glad I dropped down to see where it went to get down through there. That was so incredible. It's easier going up this stuff than it is going down it. Oh, it's just so cool. I love it. It's all out here for anybody to come and experience anytime they want. Just gotta be willing to come out here under nothing but your own power. Or you just could bring a horse. Well, I probably wouldn't bring a horse on that trail these days. Need a little work. There's the top up there. That's where we gotta get back to. What's an owl? What you think? Good job, buddy. Such good little desert dogs. Back up here at the crux here, going through this crack. See how crazy they actually brought a trail through this. I love it. Go ahead, Beans. Up you. Good girl. No reason for you fast, agile dogs to be stuck behind a slow, awkward human. Can you go get Mom? She's up there. Go get her. This way, Anya. There we are, back at the top. That was so cool. What an incredible trail. Absolutely amazing that they built a horse trail through that. And that it's still mostly there, including the old switchbacks and everything that they hand dug back in the day. All right, heading back down the other side. This side is absolutely stunning, or maybe slightly less cool. That was so incredible, that whole trail cut up through that. If you didn't know it was there, you would never ever guess or even believe possible that there's a horse trail through that. If you didn't know. So awesome. A good spot for some petroglyphs, but I do not see any. Either they never were, or nature has erased them, or just not looking in the right spot. Back to the dog water hole. Oh, it's been absolutely lovely out here. Amazing exploration of cool old trail. Absolutely stunning landscape, perfect temperatures. Oh, it is supposed to winter storm tomorrow, and the next day and the next day, so that's why we're out here today. Oh, just stunning. Almost back to Smith Cabin. And the end of what has been a wonderful hike. Alright, here we are coming back up on the Smith Cabin here. The remains of an old wagon right there, complete with old leaf springs and everything. Wagon or some kind of a trailer. Somebody uses this to store salt blocks. Pretty small. Hey, that old camper's been there a long time. This was a bigger cabin or barn or something. This looks like it was built out of railroad ties. Yeah, definitely railroad ties. You can see where the plates were nailed to the wood that held the tracks. Definitely a little bigger. You can tell there used to be a stove through the roof there. I'm guessing this was probably actually the cabin they lived in, probably.
Yeah, I think that was
bigger one. That's just like a shed or barn. This is all built out of railroad ties. And a little dugout, probably a cellar, complete with shelves. And this probably would have been a cellar to keep stuff cool in. Shelving to put stuff on. That's something. Maybe another old wagon box or something. Another little shed there. Pretty interesting little spot. The thing I saw said this was built by a man and his wife, the Smiths. Came out here in 1933 and homesteaded here because there was a spring where they had water. That was the only thing I saw about the origin story of this place. Interesting bit of history out here. Cool to have this homestead history combined with the even older history of the old Horsethief Trail route too. Very fascinating old area. Somebody's junky old camper trailer and side by side look like they've been sitting here for a long time. That could have been here a couple years at least. Definitely not recently put here. Well, everyone, hopefully you enjoyed joining us on our hike out here from the Smith Cabin up through Smith Canyon on the Horsethief Trail, all the way clear up and over the top of the reef and drop down the other side and then back up again. Such a cool trail and just awesome to just picture in your mind some old outlaws or somebody 200 years ago riding their horses on that route, or when they hand built it way back then, hand digging that route and stuff. Just so crazy to think about. So cool. Love the history. Cool here with the old homestead as well. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And also, just to showcase why they homesteaded where they did, there's a spring here. You can see we got surface water and all this ice. And that's definitely why they homesteaded right here where they did. The Smiths back in the early 1900s. Just where there's water. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Make sure to check out other videos like Sid's Cabin and stuff that will be linked in the cards in the upper right-hand corner. Happy New Year, as this is the first video of the new year. And keep digging up new places to ride, hike, or otherwise adventure in the great outdoors. Under your own power is always the best.